So we are going to be recording Gordon Anderson, who is the creator of the 2 crosses in our church, and he is going to give us all the information on how he did it and how inspiring it has been for the rest of us.
Dr. Phillips let me know that the church was considering a cross for the main sanctuary.
Is that right?
And as a matter of fact, that the note that you were reading, if you'll look very carefully, somewhere between the lines, there was some discussion in the session that they want a cross because some people had thought that it might add clutter to the sanctuary. Just a concern, which is a good thing to consider all of those points of view before you put something in, not afterwards. So I appreciated the discussion. Other people in the session thought it would give the sanctuary a focus. And that point of view, I think, won out. And so I was commissioned to design and build the cross. Harold Estes, a member of the church, donated the funds to pay for the cross and its installation as a memorial to his wife. I became in charge of the wood shop that was part of the school. I was very familiar with a lot of woodworking projects that I did on my own, so that was a nice fit. So I had the whole shop facilities as a resource. And so when I made the proposal, Dr. Phillips asked me to consider doing that, building a cross. I had the facilities, and so it was pretty easy for me to accept the challenge.
And what about the tree that cross came from?
Well, quite a few people have noticed some of the growth rings and the markings on the cross. That was not planned. It was taking advantage of something that happened. I was taking white oak and splitting it with a bandsaw down the middle, so that when you take a board and you run the bandsaw down, now you've got 2 boards. And if you fold them back like that, that's called a book match because it's like a book. Well, whatever the grain does on this side, you'll see echoed on the other side. And so the configuration of the different pieces of wood that were put down, the lighter grain just happened to be in the center, and they all met at the intersection. And so you get that cross within a cross, or it was more of a star.
That sounds wonderful. And what happened after that? Did you install it?
Oh, yes. We found a way to install. There was some considerations there, and in the note, one of the notes refers to some of the issues that came up, mechanical issues. One thing I didn't want to happen, since the organ pipes are behind a fabric, not all the pipes are exposed, some are concealed. I didn't want the cross hanging in front of the organ pipes to affect the sound quality. And I thought, well, I got to make sure, and we contacted the organ company. I wanted to make sure that the fabric, which hides some of the pipes, is what they call acoustically transparent. And I wanted to make sure the cross itself would not interfere. So, and that wasn't a consideration. How to install it in such a way that if it hangs from brackets or cables or things like that, because it has a significant weight to it. It's not unduly heavy, but it's solid wood through and through. It's not one piece, they're laminated so that the cross itself won't have to worry about the arms sagging because of the weight. It's strength that the grain will run this way and this way in layers. So it's a laminate for strength. And it was a matter of doing some simple brackets that had got it attached to the architectural structure, and then the cross sits on those brackets. If you look at the details in the small chapel, the same sort of thing was a consideration. How does the design of that smaller cross fit into the architecture and the design of the small chapel? So it's a different kind of cross. The detailing is different. Mary Sled, who was the director of the kindergarten here at the church for many years, a number of years, her family wanted to donate a small cross there in the chapel. And so in working with them, I wanted to do something that would more personalize to Mary Sled, who I knew very well, and she helped raise my children here in the church. If there was something I could find of Mary's that would be significant, and at first it was not anything tangible, it was an idea. I went to her home, and her son took me around, and I was looking at her style of furniture and all kind of things. I was looking for something that I could identify with Mary Sled personally. And finally I asked, well, does she have a silver pattern? And they said yes. So he brought out the silver pattern, and the very simple designs of this silver pattern, in fact, echoed some of the shapes that I was able to use in the cross. I did that very deliberately, because if you look, I took 4 of her silver spoons, and I used just the handle of the spoon, applied those to the center of the cross, and that's where that silver star, our smaller cross, is on the larger one.
So Gordon, we thank you so much for the work that you did on both of those crosses. They have already been inspiring people, but what you did is such a wonderful legacy, because people look at that cross and they are able to associate it with Christ and love, and isn't that a great legacy? And we're so glad that you did that for our church. Thank you.
Well, I really appreciate being able to make a contribution in that way.